We're going to learn about all these five levels of attachment and what they are and how it impacts our life. This particular topic, five levels of attachment, has been accepted from by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. And I'm going to share that knowledge with everyone who's watching me today. So let's start with the five levels of attachment and what they are. Okay, so these five levels of attachment are nothing but the Toltec wisdom for the modern world. And the basic question that we have to ask ourselves today is, are you using knowledge or is knowledge using you? A very, very important and vital question that we need to ask ourselves. Are you using knowledge or is knowledge using you? And there are 360 degrees of possibilities surrounding you. This point, this now is your potential. And to move forward in any direction is to make a choice. You say yes to something and no to all else. This is true regardless of whether or not you are aware of the infinite possibilities in each moment. It's real. When a situation comes, you have a choice to say yes or to say no. But what is it that you're saying yes to and what is it that you're saying no to is most important choose to think about. And the more attached you are to something, the more your vision is obscured and narrowed. Sometimes to the point where you are convinced that there's only one way to proceed and there is no other possibility. You don't think of other possibilities. And because it is narrowed down, your choices are narrowed down and you think about only one particular possibility. And your attachment to a belief cuts off your ability to let go of attachments that no longer works for you. Your options seem to grow and expand. But what you are really doing is increasing your perspective, as all possibilities are there all along. They were all there all along, but you didn't think of choosing it. You didn't think of saying yes to it because your perspective was narrowed down. And we have all unwittingly made agreements about how we choose to live our lives and what we believe our personal truths are. Personal truth. These words are very, very, very important. And but what we may not realize is that each one of these agreements represents an attachment, a limiting filter on who we think we are and what the future would hold for us. We call these attachments knowledge without ever questioning if that knowledge is necessarily true for us. We don't think whether it is true for us not or not. Just because we believe in it, it becomes true. And it doesn't work that way. The universe doesn't work that way. Our conditioning will give us the set of beliefs, but we need to question our beliefs from time to time. Are they true for us? Are they essential? Are they really true, valid? And these things need to be questioned. Our beliefs and our knowledge needs to be questioned from time to time. And if you're looking through life and translating as it goes along, you will miss out on living it. Your knowledge has to become a tool that will use to guide you through life, but can also be put aside. Do not let knowledge translate everything you experience. I repeat myself. Do not let knowledge translate everything you experience. We get these many meditational experiences, but we try to correlate it and connect it with our limited knowledge that we have. Believe that our experience is only to that limited knowledge as we understand it. But that is not the case. We have an ocean of knowledge, ocean of teachings that we can relate the experience to. The best way to treat experience, a meditation experience or any experience, is to just witness it, is to just let it happen, be with the flow, just go with it. You don't have to try to understand and translate each and every experience. You don't have to find out the meaning. Don't be desperate to find out the meaning and to translate that experience into oh, I understand something. You don't have to understand each and everything, my dear friends. Just let go of that need to find the meaning, that need to know why. That why is not so important. As long as you're having that experience, that is more than enough. You just have to be with that experience, live that experience. And when you're ready, the meaning will appear to you. You will understand then. Till then, I would ask you to be patient, to not be desperate, to be tolerant. If you can do that, that will be great. Let's come to the levels of attachment now. Level 1, which is the authentic self. We are living beings regardless of our knowledge, which exists only because we exist. The authentic self is a name given to that living being that is the full potential of life. It is the name that describes the force that not only animates our body but also gives life to our mind and our soul. The authentic self is always present, and it is only attachment that keeps us from remembering that is who we really are. Level 2 preference. Level 2 is preference. We use knowledge as the tool by which we engage our preferences in life. At the second of attachment, we move with the awareness of the authentic self. Okay? And recognize our ability to invest ourselves in something in the form of an attachment as we engage in the present moment. We are still able to let go of the attachment when the moment has passed. Seeing ourselves as a reflection of life in the dream of the planet, we attach ourselves with ease. And detachment is simply recognizing and letting go of that reflection. That is the second level of attachment, which is the preference. And the third level of attachment is identity. We identify ourselves with knowledge, our knowledge. We use it to see and understand the world. Identity. What is identity? We need to think about what identity is and what you're identifying yourself with. So, identity is the grounding sense of self that allows us to have our place in the dream of the planet, giving us a point of reference by which we engage other people. But this identity is a mask that blurs our awareness on the authentic self. And attachment at this level means we identify ourselves with our knowledge and forget that it is a mask. Now we come to level 4. Level 4 is internalization. Our identity in the form of knowledge gives us the rules and guidance by which we live our lives. And in the Toltec tradition, this is known as domestication. This level of attachment to knowledge means our identity has become the model by which we accept ourselves. And our sense of self comes directly from our beliefs. Isn't it true, my dear friends? Our sense of self comes directly from our beliefs, what we believe in, that we are. And our will is subjugated by the need to fit in with our personal dream and the dream of the planet. And through our mask, and though our mask may not be in the form of our passion, we will wear whatever mask we think we need to be accepted. In order to be accepted, we will wear any mask. And that is what is called internalization, which is domestication. And the level 5 of attachment is fanaticism. Our knowledge controls our every action. We hold beliefs as more important than human life. Many people do this. We hold beliefs as more important than human life. Fanaticism describes a rigid attachment to knowledge with an excessive intolerance of opposing views. And anything that contradicts or puts into question a fanatic's belief is a direct threat, and they will defend the belief at any cost. Has this ever happened to you, my dear friends? That what you believe in was opposed by somebody else, and you become intolerant, you become impatient, you become violent, you become angry, you don't become yourself. So don't be a fanatic, don't be rigid to your belief systems. Keep questioning, keep checking your beliefs, and then you will be fluid, then you will be flowing. When you become rigid, when you become a fanatic, you become stagnant. And in spirituality, it is nothing but flowing. You should be in flowing water. So don't get stuck with your the knowledge, that the limited knowledge that we have. We need to expand our knowledge. We need to expand our consciousness. We need to keep expanding it. We need to keep an open mind. We need to keep an open heart. So that is what fanaticism is. Prejudice, intolerance, and violence are the instruments by which the belief is imposed onto the dream of the planet. This is what a fanatic does. Your prejudice, your intolerance, and your violence are the instruments by which the belief, your belief, is imposed onto the dream of the planet. The dream of the planet will be different, but your prejudices will be saying something different. So, these are the ways that you impose yourself on. And it is easier for us to attribute a power to something outside ourselves than it is for us to see that we are the power that gives things in our world life. We are the ones responsible for ourselves and our reality. We create our own reality. We create our own truth. We create ourselves. And we are co creators, my dear friends. We are the creators of our own dream. The challenge is to change your agreement, to see yourself as a perfect human being, and to realize that there is no object, no idea, or knowledge that you need to be complete. You are perfect because you are alive in this present moment, transforming continuously with life. There are some things that we need to do from time to time. And what are they? We need to become aware of how we confuse what we know for what we are. Become aware, become conscious to know the difference between what we know and who we are. And then we need to gain awareness of how our attachments have created our reality. Then stop creating your identity based on the opinions and judgments of others around you. Let go of the fear of what you are without your beliefs. Let go of that fear and take back your power. We need to take back our power and make new agreements that are more in line with your true, authentic self. This is the knowledge that has been shared by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., and I say thanks to him for sharing his knowledge with us.